Ghana's cedi has been surprisingly stable lately, even appreciating by over 37% this year. This is according to the Bank of Ghana. But according to Member of Parliament, MP Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, that stability might not be what it seems.
To many Ghanaians, the most important question is, what's the value of the cedi? What can it really buy? In fact, this month alone, as was mentioned by one of my colleagues, the Bank of Ghana is dumping about $1.3 billion onto the market. That is the reason for the appreciation. So where are they getting these dollars from?
He says the cedi's strength is being artificially supported through heavy market intervention. In October alone, the Bank of Ghana reportedly released about $1.3 billion onto the market to keep the cedi strong. That money comes from the gold purchasing program started in the year 2021, which boosted Ghana's gold reserves from 8 tons to 30 tons and allowed the central bank to raise more foreign currency. But Honorable Oppong Nkrumah is asking a big question here. What happens if the Bank of Ghana stop the interventions and let demand and supply decide?
Mr. Speaker, as we celebrate 60 years of the Ghana cedi, to many Ghanaians, the most important question is, what's the value of the cedi? What can it really buy? And that brings to mind two specific questions: the question of inflation targeting and inflation management, and our exchange rate. Mr. Speaker, if you study the economic history of our country, our cedi performs very well at some point in time and also very poorly at some point in time. Whenever a government has access to large volumes of forex reserves to do what they call market intervention, the cedi is able to stand its ground against international currencies. And whenever we run short of hard currency, the depreciation gets very dire. Today, I'm happy to reiterate the comments made by the Minister for Education that the governor announces about a 37.4% appreciation of the cedi year to date. The question is, how? And I think the government has answered it already by explaining that it's because they are doing market intervention. In fact, this month alone, as was mentioned by one of my colleagues, the Bank of Ghana is dumping about $1.3 billion onto the market. That is the reason for the appreciation. So where are they getting these dollars from? Mr. Speaker, it's because in 2021, a gold purchase program was introduced for the first time in our history, aimed at enabling the state to, through the Bank of Ghana and the PMMC, buy gold and increase our gold reserves. That's how come we moved from 8 tons to 30 tons. Mr. Speaker, at that time, gold prices were averaging about $1,700 per ounce. Today, gold prices are averaging about $4,000 per ounce. And so because of this gold purchase program, we are able to mobilize a lot of forex. And the central bank is now doing a lot of market intervention with the forex. Has anything strange happened? No. It is because of the conditions of the market and the introduction of the gold purchase program that today we are able to mobilize a lot of forex through the Bank of Ghana and the Gold Board, which used to be the PMMC, as was the case before. And this forex is now being dumped on the market. So, Mr. Speaker, I beg the question that if you leave the market to the normal forces of demand and supply for currency without a market intervention, will we be getting a 37.4% appreciation? Respectfully, I doubt. And Mr. Speaker, that then raises the second question of what framework is being used today that we are getting windfall. Are we dumping all the windfall on the market to suppress the real rate? It will be recalled that earlier, when the governor and the president denied it and the IMF cautioned the government to pause and put in place a framework, and they did, the currency started depreciating again. And indeed, the president at the press conference admitted that it was because the Bank of Ghana had stopped the market intervention. So, Mr. Speaker, we don't need to split hairs about it. Today, as we commemorate 60 years of the cedi, we need to be honest with ourselves that it is the market intervention, and any government that is able to benefit from these prices on the market and has these reserves will intervene. It is like somebody with a blood pressure problem who is taking blood pressure medication to bring his BP down. now claiming all of a sudden that his BP is sorted. The day you stop taking the medication, that's when you see your smoothness level. Mr. Speaker, what we need to do is to have a discussion about, A, the sustainability. So how are we going to ensure that on a sustainable basis, the normal market forces, without the aphrodisiac that my colleague spoke about, or the blood pressure medication I'm talking about, on a sustainable basis, we can allow the market forces to hold our currency where it has to be. And that requires the Bank of Ghana to do a lot more of the traditional things, ensuring that forex earnings are repatriated into the jurisdiction, ensuring that the banks don't hold the forex earnings in their nostro accounts, ensuring that the de-dollarization, as the chairman mentioned, really comes to bear. These things are not being done. It's the market intervention. And so, Mr. Speaker, today, as we commemorate and as we celebrate, my prayer is that we pay more attention to the sustainable things. The last thing, Mr. Speaker, is that a proper framework needs to be put in place. Is it 10 or 15 or 20 or 100% of the windfall that we are dumping on the market? And if we dump all of it when it is finished, what will happen? Mr. Speaker, we commend the various actors from 1965 who have worked to bring the Ghana Cedi to where it is, and we pray the current administration to put in place a sustainable framework so that when gold prices are no longer at $4,000 on the world market, we do not see a further depreciation of the Ghana Cedi. I thank Mr. Speaker for the opportunity.
So, is the Cedi strength truly sustainable or just a temporary effect of gold-backed intervention? What do you think? Share your thought with us in the comment section below. And that is all for today's episode. My name is Sheriff Haruna and this is AS1 Report. Thank you very much for watching. Have a joyful life and see you in the next one. Macron.